Good morning once again, everyone, and welcome to the demonstration webinar of Volunteer MBC's online volunteer referral system. This is a new system which we are excited to work with as it gives much control to you to manage your organization's volunteer postings. Today, we will be going through a few features and functions that the system offers to our day-to-day operations of publishing your volunteer opportunities online and referring volunteers to these opportunities at your organizations. This webinar is designed to be informative but also interactive as we value your feedback towards the further development of the system. Some of you are completely new to the system and the discussions would definitely help you to grasp the functionality. To help us with our discussion today, we have two key individuals in our system enhancement team. Ebony Wright, our coordinator of community engagement, and she will be your key contact in terms of assistance to post and manage your volunteer opportunities online. Then we have Kyle Young representing CoMap, who are the developers of the system. In addition, we also have Sharon Clark-Kufis, our marketing, communications, and membership manager. And myself, I am Shaminda Perera. For those of you who do not know me, I'm the manager of community engagement at Volunteer MBC, and the administration of the system falls under my portfolio. The four of us, together with our executive director, Corinne Strong, forms the system enhancement team. Before we continue further, to highlight few terminologies, we refer to the system as the Online Volunteer Referral System, OVRS in short, and I will be referring it to during the webinar either as the system or the OVRS. The name of the system is called Volunteer Attract, which is developed by Kyle's team CoMap, as I mentioned before. Volunteer opportunities, volunteer postings, role or position descriptions are different ways of referring to the volunteer position which you will be publishing online. I will be opening up the webinar towards the end for question and answers, and appreciate if you would use this time to bring up your questions, clarifications, suggestions, and if you face any challenges with our system in your day-to-day operations. However, if you did not hear or the voice projection is not clear at a certain point, please do send in a chat message immediately, and I will touch on that point before we move to the next topic. Okay, so let's get started with the system demonstration. And during the poll, I noticed that most of you want to talk more about the volunteer positions feature of our system. But first, let me show you how to log in if there is anyone who is still new to the system. Anytime that you want to log into our system, what you need to do is to go to our homepage and type in www.volunteermbc.org and click on and hover over our membership menu option and click on member only login. You will be taken to the member login page, and there's a few text about the next steps about joining our system, and also the button that says member login. Once you click on the member login button, then you'll be taken to the member login dialog and enter your passcode, your login details. So I am going to type in my login details now. And in case, an important note, in case you have forgotten your password, we have the forgotten password feature over here, which you can reset your password. And if you have forgotten your username, please do contact us and we will help you to get your username across to you. This login is given to the organization, so there will be a single login, and whoever is entrusted to recruit the volunteers and manage the system, you have the opportunity of sharing your login details with anyone who will be supporting you. But one important point to make over here is whenever you are changing your password, please do share it with everyone else so that everyone has access at the time that they need access. I am going to click log on. And once you click log on, you're taken to our members login homepage. And this page will give you short descriptions of what each of our menu options is, the functionality of each of our menu options. And also, let me draw your attention to the system user tutorials section, which will house the quick reference guide, which is a PDF document, and also the video tutorials of how to navigate through the system and describing few of the various functionalities and features of the system. So before we move on to the volunteer positions, let me click on organizational profile and share a few important tips about the organizational profile. The membership type over here, in the next few days, it will be, you will see it, but it will be disabled. Right, that particular field is for our manager of marketing, communications, and membership to let everybody know what your membership type is. I mean, everybody, whoever is logging into the system, and us at Volunteer MBC when we work with you during your day-to-day operations. And of course, we have as mandatory information, mandatory fields, and they're highlighted in green. But a field that I really want to show you is the volunteer manager or coordinator, whatever the position title is. The person who's coordinating your volunteer engagement effort, that individual's contact details, because it is this email address. Right now, you don't see an email address, but it is this email address that will help the system with the notification services and link the system to various features and functionalities. And if you are given the login and you're logging into the system for the first time, please ensure to update as much as possible details in your volunteer profile and click update. Okay, so let's click on volunteer positions. And this is the view that you will have when you are clicking on the volunteer positions menu option. And there are two sections over here that you can work with. One is the submit a new position option, where you would be submitting new volunteer positions. I will come to this a little bit later on. And next are the list of volunteer opportunities that you have already posted. And they are organized into three sets of information columns. So starting from position number to the organization name and going up to the geographical area are the volunteer position identification details. And each volunteer position that you post is given a unique volunteer position ID. And this is particularly useful in case you have similar position titles, such as event assistant, but of two different events. And when you want to refer or seek assistance with whatever the assistance that you require with that particular position, sometimes it is useful to code the position ID as well. And the next set of details are the position status details, starting from last updated and moving up to published and position status. So position status is the indication of whether you are still recruiting volunteer opportunities for this particular position or not, and that is set by you. And the position published is the indication as to whether your posting is live to the general public or not. And with these two volunteer position examples, you can see the very first one, we are currently recruiting volunteers, and also it is posted live to our system. And the second volunteer position, even though we are currently recruiting volunteers, for the moment or for some reason, temporarily, we are taking it out of the public view so nobody could apply. And the last set of information are the position management features. The statistics feature will help you understand who is searching your positions, rather that particular position. And if I'm to draw your attention to the particular columns, you can see the second column. It shows the age groups of those who are searching for the volunteer opportunities. And if I'm moving a little further away towards the center, you can see the areas of interest. That shows the person who has been searching for your volunteer position or who has clicked on your volunteer position have also searched for these particular additional areas of interest. Now, this particular feature is, you could use it to understand who is this volunteer or who are the volunteers, the trends of volunteer movements, who is looking at your particular volunteer position. And moving back, the applicant's details are for you to know who have applied to the position. We will be touching on the notification service, so you will be notified when somebody applies to the system at a frequency that you set for yourself. Whether you receive the notification or not, if you periodically come into the system, you can see who has applied to that particular position. And it is listed according to, it is sorted according to the date of application. And the most recent application will appear on top, as you can see over here. This list will give you the contact name of the individual and the contact details in case you want to quickly download. You can see towards the top right hand side of the table, you can see save result as CSV file. And when you click on that, what will happen is, Kyle will touch on this. Yes, what will happen is it will give you a file, a CSV file, which looks like a spreadsheet that you can save in your system, in your computer, and then contact them or use it as a mail merging opportunity to send messages to the applicants. And it also lists the phone numbers, the city of residence, and also the postal code in case you want to check where these applicants are coming from. And also, our system allows the volunteer, when they create their profile, to upload a resume. And if you want to know a little bit of more substantial information about the volunteer and they have uploaded a resume, all you got to do is to click on the link and the resume will open up as a downloadable PDF file. And you can also click on the View Volunteer Details icon and go to their brief profile. And in the brief profile, you can see the objectives of their volunteering are also mentioned over here. So that is a little bit about the applicants and what you could do with the applicants list. Now the preview option. Pardon me, it's because I have not published it online. So once your position is published online, the preview option will show you how your position will appear online. One thing that it does not show you over here is immediately after the how to apply section, you can see the public will see a button that says apply now. And once they log in through their profile, all they need to do is to click on the apply now button and their profile information will be emailed to you. And if you want to edit your volunteer position, click on the edit icon and your position will open up as a form. And please ensure to include an email address, because later on when we are setting up the notifications and when we want to set up the notifications in ways where certain individuals are receiving the notifications about the movements in your volunteer position, it is this email address that will prove to be useful. And you could see the contact organization name and rest of the organization details. which will appear in the organizational contact information in your volunteer position. If you have filled up these fields in your organization profile, then all of these fields will be pre-populated. And you have the option of changing it if you need to change it. And then let me take you to the areas of interest section that allows you to tag your volunteer position with as many areas of interest as you prefer, so that individuals who are searching for volunteer opportunities based on those areas of interest in our volunteer opportunity search engine will see your volunteer position as well. And there are a few date fields that are important. The minimum duration will inform the volunteer as to how long you would want the volunteer to commit to your volunteer position. And the position start date, position end date will inform the volunteer as to, it's self-explanatory as to when the position starts and ends. But an important feature in our system is the application due date. This is to help you with administrative convenience. If you have multiple positions that are opening and closing at various times, maybe because of various projects that are taking place during certain periods of the year, you could set an application due date, and on that particular date, the volunteer posting will be taken off public view automatically through the system. If you do not set an application due date, the posting will remain until you take it down. And please do set the minimum age and the maximum age so that those who are searching based on their, including their age as a search criteria, will be able to search more efficiently. And then you could also specify the geographical area or the geographical location of where the volunteer will be volunteering at. We have the 3 cities that we serve over here: Mississauga, Caledon, and Brampton. And also there are some volunteer positions that could be done from home. And there are some volunteer positions that are done online. Now, the difference between working from home and working online, the reason for those two similar types of locations to be included is online is if you have any opportunities that the volunteer will have to be doing their work online. But working from home could be where you have volunteers engaged in making phone calls, maybe for a fundraising campaign or so. And then we have one opportunity to include a social media link in case you have your marketing and promotions happening to maybe Facebook. You could include that Facebook link. And something unique about our system is also that if you click on Get Involved, which is a national volunteer referral system, and Sparks Ontario, which is recreational opportunities based, and volunteer hours, they're all different systems, external systems that will publish volunteer opportunities online. And when you click on them, your particular volunteer position will be posted on those particular volunteer referral systems as well. And please ensure to turn your volunteer position as active. And once you click on add, if it's a new volunteer position, once you click on add, it will then come to us and we will review the position and then we will publish it online. The duplicate feature is to help you. Again, it's for administrative convenience. If you have a new position that you need to post, which is identical in information, very similar in the nature of duties, according to one of the positions that you have already posted, all you got to do is to click on duplicate. and a new record with the same information will open up to you as a form for you to update with the new information, and then to click on add. And I will do that now by changing the position title. So right now it says test position 2. I will be changing it to test position 3. It's active, and I'm clicking add. And it says entry added. And if I go back to my refresh, you can see the third volunteer position also appears. So it says test position number 2, and this is a new one which I duplicated, test position number 3. So let me click on submit a new position and show you how the new position form opens up. It's the same form that we saw earlier, and you can see that your organization details are pre-populated, leaving everything else blank for you to fill in and submit. And click on active and click add. So before I move on to the next segment, where I'll be talking about the corporate positions and following through with the good practices bank and the notifications, is there anything that you would want to know more of about the volunteer positions section in your menu options? I have unmuted all of you so that you could send in your message through chat or even speak to me over the webinar. If everybody's okay, I will move forward. Okay. So volunteer positions menu option is to submit your volunteer opportunities that you're recruiting for day-to-day operations. The corporate positions is designed to help you submit information to volunteer MBC, mentioning whether you are open to engaging corporate groups or even groups in volunteer opportunities that will be available within your organization. And I know there are a few organizations joining us on our webinar today who are environmental based service, who provides environmental based services. So if you are engaging corporate groups, please do let us know by submitting your opportunities online through the corporate positions. Simply click add entry. Let us know what your position is all about. It is very similar to the previous volunteer position form that we saw, but it's talking about group volunteer opportunities. Now, once you click add and you submit a corporate volunteer position, that does not mean that it gets blasted out or distributed amongst our corporate clients. This gets stored in our database for us to review so that when corporate clients contact us, especially Ebony, then she will be able to see who are offering volunteer opportunities for groups to be engaged, and then Ebony will be in touch with you to organize the connection between the corporate, the organization, and your organization. And once we make the connection, then we make the connection based on the information that you have provided. So once again, I encourage you to submit any corporate volunteer positions that you may have in your organization. So the next functionality that I want to show you is the Good Practices Bank, which is basically a knowledge sharing opportunity. when you hover over the option, you can see a drop down comes as submit a good practice bank resource. That is to, if you have any templates, resources that you feel will be beneficial to the sector and to your peers in the sector, please do submit those resources to us. All you need to do is to click on submit a GPP resource, include the file, and you also have the opportunity to include a URL. And once you click on add, it will come to our end and we will review, and then we will post it online. We will approve or we will publish it online. Now, if you want to browse, search, and download resources, click on Good Practices Bank, and then you have the list of resources that we have posted already. The list at present is fairly small, so all you got to do is to scroll up and down and browse, and then click on the file, which is a hyperlink, and the file will be downloaded into your computer. And you also have the search filtering table that you can filter any resource that you want to search for. Okay, so finally we go to the major piece of our system, which is the manage notifications. And I'm going to click on that option. Now, before you can receive notifications saying that either volunteer MBC have published your volunteer opportunity online after you have submitted a volunteer posting, or when prospective volunteers apply, if you want to receive a digest as to notify you that they have applied, before we receive those notifications, first you need to activate the notification service. Some of you may have done this already, but some of you may have not. So I'm going to show you how to activate your notification service anyways. So click on manage notifications and click on activate your account. The moment you click on activate your account, you will receive an email to the email that is assigned to your particular login. You could either quote the 9-digit activation code, or go to the email, either put this code or click on the link, and you will receive your confirmation saying the notification service has been activated. And you have now only activated your notification service. So from here onwards, you need to set your notifications. So click on back to notifications, or you could even click again on the manage notifications menu option, and you will come to the notification service homepage. And over here, click on add a new notification and select which notification type that you want to click on. Select. Once again, volunteer applicant means a notification where you need to know when applicants apply to the position. Volunteer positions published means you receiving notifications whenever we publish a submitted volunteer position online. For now, I will select volunteer applicant and then click select notification. So we are going to set our notifications so that whenever a volunteer applies, we will receive that notification. But it is you will receive that notification at a frequency that is set by you, which I will show you in a little while. So click on position email and include the recipient. Now, the reason why we have this feature over here is simply because sometimes the person who owns the login will be, for example, ceis@volunteermbc.org. But that individual may not be the person who is responsible in terms of recruiting the volunteers and engaging them in the position. It could be Perera@volunteermbc.org. So you could click on that individual as well, and then click on broadcast email, and the notifications will go to that particular person as well, even though that person do not have a login to our system. And this email is ported or is absorbed from the emails that are available from in the already posted volunteer opportunities. And then set the frequency of notification. If you want to receive these notifications daily, if you have high operations, and if you want to receive these notifications daily, we click on daily. If you want to receive them weekly, we click on weekly, and you can also set the time, the day of the week that you want the notifications to arrive to your system, to your emails. Now, this particular option, send email with current results, if this is the first time that you are setting up your notifications, I encourage you to click on that, because it will give you a list of all volunteer opportunities, all volunteer applicants who have applied to your system so far, applied to your position so far, pardon me. And if you do not click it, it will be only the new volunteer applicants that will be included in the email. And then click on confirm search details. And you will receive this notification settings confirmation page, and also it will give you a list of volunteer applicants based on your notification settings criteria. And you can keep on adding more notifications if you have multiple individuals who are looking at your volunteer postings. Once again, activate your notification service and click on add a new notification. Now, moving beyond from adding a new notification, you may want to change or update an existing notification. So let's update an existing notification. You could edit the recipients. Click on edit recipients, and so pardon me, the reason that I do not have any recipients over here is because I have only 2 volunteer postings, and so I do not receive a list. But once I click on, once again, I moved a little bit too fast over there. Once I click on add recipient, you saw that I got the email address. You can also enter a completely new individual, maybe an administrative assistant who you want to know when volunteers apply, so that they could help you with the volunteer recruitment. And for example, let me include and click on confirm changes. And you can see in very small letters it says Perera JRS at outlook.com is updated. And I close this window. And I can update the notification criteria as well. If I want to change this back to daily, I could do that so. And the notification details are updated. And I go back to the notification control panel. Okay, okay, so the demonstration is completed at this point. in showing you what features we have and what those features are useful towards your day-to-day operations. And I open the floor to anyone who wants to discuss, make suggestions, or even share your challenges in working with our online volunteer referral system, which is called Volunteer Attract. And I have unmuted all of your mics so you could even talk to us online. Ebony, are there any questions that came during the presentation which I should answer? So I have a question that asks, are the notifications going to all of the email addresses added or just for each specific volunteer posting? Kyle, may I open the floor for you to answer this question?
Sure. To answer that one is yes. So when Shaminda was showing us that second list there to add multiple people in, that one will send those notifications to all the people in the list. And the first time you saw the first email address when he was going in just to create a new one, what that one does is actually filters notifications. So it's only then would send either, volunteer positions that are published or applicants that are published for people that have positions with that email address as the contact for that one. So that first email is just to narrow it down of which positions or applicants will be sent, and then that second list of addresses will be who all it sends to.
Thank you, Kyle. So another question comes into chat. So the email list will automatically populate based on the contacts in all of the volunteer postings. Kyle?
The first list for searching, yes, is automatically populated, but who we're sending the emails to there is not. And the reason for that one is, as Shaminda said, that if you've got somebody filling in on vacation period or helping out while you're have a bigger event, you can add those people in as well. So that area is not auto-populating, but is user-controlled.
Thank you, Kyle. And Derek Allen from the city of Mississauga. Hi, Derek. He asks, what does silent mean? And it's a question that I posed to you some time ago as well, Kyle. If you want to clarify that for all of us.
The silent is maybe not the best term, unfortunately, but it was one that we've used and is recognized in our code. Basically, what we have, and there's another type of notifications that aren't used in this system, but what it means is that the person that is the default email recipient for that organization, so at City of Mississauga, whoever's the default there will not receive those. It's who's in that actual individual list. So that way, if you have a larger organization with 3 or 4 volunteer managers, because of the size of them, the main contact for that organization does not have to receive every notification for applicants on positions that they're not managing. And so that's what the silent one is just referring to, is that the main contact will not receive it.
And also, Derek, you ask, how do we make volunteer applicants notify us? If you can clarify a little bit. Derek, did we answer the second part of your question as well, where you ask also how do we make volunteer applicants notify us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Derek, I can hear you.
Sorry, I didn't even hear that because I was trying to figure out how to work this.
Okay, so I can see you sent a message saying great thanks for the first part of your question. The second part is also how do we make volunteer applicants notify us? I'm seeking a little bit of clarification in the question.
Yeah, what I mean by that is my experience with the system is that we're getting the notifications. I'm used to, once we posted a position, that the applicants notify us. So for example, if there was 50 people who applied to the position, they would have applied to whatever the email or phone contact was on there, but I don't think that is the case now. So someone like myself, whoever's posted the position, may not have the time to go in and look at the list and then contact those people. I'm hoping there's a way that we can put the postings up so that they know they have to contact us, not that we'll be contacting them. Like we'll contact them after they contact us initially, but to go back in and go over the list, which I tried to do, I had like 50 some applicants. It was getting confusing of who contacted us and who didn't, and then trying to send emails back, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does. Kyle, is there a solution for that?
I was going to say not built in right now, but that might be something with the other pieces that we've been talking about coming down the line. But we'll have to talk about that one more offline to see if some ways to maybe attack that one as well.
The challenge is that I, for example, sometimes post these positions, and I can't monitor them for everybody because I may not be around, or if people are on holidays or whatever. And I know with the system, some people have contacted us as what people that I work with are used to. So, for example, we might post a position, we would expect the volunteers, to contact them, and then they would give each individual more information. But when there's just a list, going in and trying to keep track, and they may or may not have access, it becomes too much for me to manage.
Yeah, no, I think there is a couple of options that are being talked about with that one. It's just the different impacts on that one. I need to talk to Shaminda and Ebony and Sharon about those. But yeah, I think there is some options that we can put forward.
Okay, that's fair enough. Thank you.
Yes, and Derek, Ebony have been updating us with that particular request you had, and we did initiate the conversations, but like Kyle said that we're taking a little bit of time to think as to how it will affect everything else in the system.
And that's okay. Ebony's been patient with me, so I appreciate you guys.
Ebony is great. And Robin asks us, with multiple listings, is there a way to label the list of those who have applied with the position title? Robin, are you referring to in terms of the email notification that you get? You need the volunteer position listed as well against in front of the volunteer's name. Is that what you mean, or is there anything? Is there something else that is meant by that? Okay, so Robin says that would be great, ideal. Kyle, I think it's a matter of changing the template of the volunteer applicant notifications. What Robin is requesting us, and Robin, please do correct me online if I'm wrong. What Robin is requesting us is to, in the volunteer applicant notification email, to have the name of the volunteer as well as the position that they have applied to.
Yeah, and that's very easy to add. Yep.
Okay, so there you go. That can be done. Is there anyone else who would have a question or even a challenge or even a suggestion on how to improve our system? So putting Ebony on the spot. Ebony, is there anything that you would like to share with our valued members in terms of the day-to-day operations and what you would suggest as tips from the experiences that you've had so far? Okay. Sharon, is there anything that you would like to add? Okay, folks, so if there is no other question, right now, that's okay. But as you work with the system, if you do have any challenges or any suggestions or anything that you feel would make the system work for you rather than you working for the system, please do let us know. We are very much interested to hearing that, and our developers, CoMap, and especially Kyle, who's our representative, has been pretty amazing and pretty awesome in helping us through the enhancements. And there are a few more enhancements that we are thinking of down the line, and we will announce them as and when these enhancements takes place. And as an ending note, I would like to thank all of you for joining this webinar and going through this demonstration. And I hope that what we presented today gave you a little bit of insight and helped you understand what else you could do with the system. So please do share your knowledge through our Good Practices Bank. And also let us know if you would like us to connect corporate volunteer accounts with your volunteer opportunities by submitting a volunteer position to the corporate volunteer opportunities menu option. And once again, if you require any assistance related to posting your volunteer opportunities and trying to understand about the traffic flow to your volunteer position and what else can be done to increase the traffic flow, please do get in touch with Ebony, and her number is 905-238-2622 and extension 227. If you have if you need any assistance in signing into the system or trying to update your profile and the features are not working according to the way that we have said that it would work, please do get in touch with me, Shaminda, on 905-238-2622, and my extension is 222. So once again, volunteer postings Ebony, extension 227, the system and technical related, Shaminda 222. Thank you very much, everyone, and please do browse our video tutorials as well. And whenever we feel that there is a need for a particular topic, we will definitely develop a video tutorial and submit it online and keep all of you notified. And finally, please do subscribe to the OVRS in the Know e-bulletin, which is circulated through our marketing and communications and membership department. Thank you. Enjoy your Wednesday and have a good day.